Good morning. At least where I am coming from. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to the viewers. I am in the tomb of Miktrull.
You're running out of time.
For what?
My scouts located an artifact of interest at the rear of this tomb. Even now I'm studying it, learning his secrets. It seems Cordova was rather taken with these Zephyr. Perhaps enough to hide the holocron amongst their bones.
Yeah, we'll see how much you learn.
Oh, Trilla found an artifact in the rear. These ones in particular may be immune to force push. It looks like they got this casing in the back of them.
A relic from the ancient Zepho. I sense great vanity and extravagance in this period of their history.
Age of Extravagance. A Zepho relic from an age symbolized by vanity, extravagance, and power. I was reminded of Kanye West's song Power, and also Keeping Up with the Kardashians. In my opinion, they might not get too extravagant. Maybe sometimes a little gaudy. Like Gaudy. Though I guess it could be argued like Gody also. Oh, I had that word on my mind because Eno Cordova, I think he called this tomb in particular Gaudy in one of his recordings I recently heard. It was like, this person might have been, prideful in their force usage. Or maybe they just really liked fancy stuff. There's so many stormtroopers down there.
We'll win easy. If he gets away, Command will kill us. I missed the target. Watch out, or you'll be next. I'm done with this one.
Oh, that commander covered for his trooper.
Take this, Jedi. Get on him.
Stim BD! Hey, BD!
Am I even close to hitting him? Attack him quickly. Win easy.
Oh, and again, that commander is on point today.
Okay, Jedi, fight me.
They were not expecting the 2-for-1 special, though. Or maybe they were. This is a pretty nice shot to screenshot, maybe. It's also a spot I'm gonna leave on. I'm gonna throw away a water bottle. Be right back. Alright, I'm here. I noticed, ooh, it is so wet in this tomb of Miktrull. Like, I'm standing in a giant puddle, an extended puddle. Speaking of wetness, I am going to drink a sip of water. I'm reminded of a philosophical quandary that was brought up by a League of Legends caster, Munchables. They asked, is the water wet? Or is the wetness simply created by the water's interaction with different objects? Applied to different concepts, in my experience, sometimes the answer is the water is not wet. However, in this case, the water is moving, right? And it seems to almost have an effect of wetness. Like the moving puddle at the boots of Cal's feet. And it is getting wet, maybe, in terms of clothing. Oh, just gonna take the sight in for 10 seconds, maybe. I saw a commercial that the Kardashians were coming back and they were going to be on Hulu. That is kind of cool, but I was not able to catch the last season just yet. Or the supposed last season, the last before it was like Tom Brady style, right? It is an interesting comparison. Maybe the Kardashians would be kind of like a Tom Brady symbol of pop culture.
Something interesting? Yeah, let me see.
Votive candles. The most common offerings brought to Miktrull's tomb were votive candles, generally encased in metal and adorned with carvings. It said that their flames represented Miktrull's unending power. Maybe Miktrull was very powerful? Miktrull, Kujetz, and Owlram were basically the three big heads that the Zepho society revolved around, all three of them being Force users and at least purveyors of the life winds and spreaders, progenitors maybe of the life winds in terms of the meta and people's consciousness of it.
My friend, what I've found here is disconcerting. My friend, what I've found here is disconcerting. It seems these candles were offerings brought to this tomb in exaltation of the sage Miktrull. At first, I believed them votives to the life wind. But the further I delve into this tomb, the less the evidence supports this. And yet, there is one gift that intrigues me. Statuary of Zepho holding circular objects much like spheres. Though much of the tomb is well preserved, these are uniformly destroyed. An interesting puzzle.
The Zepho holding spheres, they were very evident in the tomb of Owlram. With knowledge I have, it's possible these spheres were holocrons or astriums, right? Maybe Miktrull was not a fan of the astriums and the power that they held/revealed. I got that scaz as they were trying to do a sneak attack. Which was nice.
Better double back and tell the squad.
The one before. I guess it was possible I could sneak on by. I'm just checking some stuff around in the enviro. There might be a chest somewhere. This might be one of those don't look down situations. Alright, 1 second. I am trying out the audio. Trying attempt number 2. All right. It sounds pretty good. It is a a slightly quieter spot, maybe. The Tomb of Miktrull also is a factor.
More of my soldiers breach this tomb every minute.
Afraid to face me yourself?
Had your droid not intervened, I would have killed you with ease.
It's okay, buddy. Just ignore it.
It sounds like Trillo was indulging in the thought of killing me with ease. Ah, I have arrived at this spot. Yes, I am also trying the audio here too with the musical score. Which reminds me, yesterday I watched Man of Steel. Watched it with the family, my parents. The way my mom was acting yesterday, it turns out she had eaten some cursed wafers. It was, I received a gift basket recently, or around Christmas time, from someone who, you know, is not a fan of my family and myself. And basically the food was cursed. And my family and I have been slowly going through it. Mostly my mom and I. My dad was kind of just like, I'll eat this little piece of chocolate. I think that's pretty much it. They might have eaten something like some crumbs or like a single wafer here and there, but mostly my mom and I eating the stuff. It's like, because we have the philosophy of no wasting stuff.
Hurry, hit it!
So basically we're just kind of tanking the curse.
Dodge this! You won't catch everything.
Which is potentially not advisable in certain situations. But yeah, sometimes I ate the cursed food, and it'd kind of be like that feeling.
You're not getting out of here alive.
That feeling when Superman stepped into the Kryptonian ship for the first time and experienced the gravity of Krypton. Basically, when Superman did not have his powers, it's kind of like what the feeling of those cursed foods maybe temporarily do. Hopefully temporarily.
You're mine, traitor. Lively, aren't we? Watch this.
Oh, there are some stalagmites around.
Finish the job. Black. This'll be fun.
Here's what I was thinking about previously. Repulse.
An ancient Zephonian, part of a workforce that helped construct this tomb. He died before the job was finished.
Zepho laborer. A corpse belonging to the Zephonian workforce that helped construct the tomb. This section was walled off for so long. I kind of just broke through, but it was kind of like a makeshift mausoleum for this worker. Alright. Maybe I do not have to look around too hard. I have done a pretty thorough exploration of this spot before. I was wondering if I could get up there, but it looks like maybe not. There are some structures over there in the distance in the fog. No! Oh my god, the sketchy branch. Alright. It's like for this section, I can rely on Cal, but then it quickly slips into a section where Cal has to rely on me. It looks like I'm pressing forward. Alright, Cal does not want to go that way. That's what I'm guessing here. This section, though... Oh, it became like the other part. Alright. Well... I paid for that. I got your back though, Cal. Or maybe it's like, I got your forward? Mostly?
I don't want...
Flame Trooper in this tight quarter. Wow. Yeah, that is a deadly combination. Are you from Los Angeles, Ram? Skill points acquired. Whether they were from Los Angeles or not, they had some buck.
Imagine the artifacts the Empire would have missed if it weren't for your intervention on this backwater planet.
Sure it's worth the cost? I hear Project Augur came at a high price.
Stormtroopers and workers. Expendable resources.
You're a monster.
I am what Sarah made me.
Whew. For some reason, Trilla seems to place a lot of blame on Seer rather than the Inquisitorious captors. It is like the betrayal of a good person is stinging more than the other stuff, maybe? Or maybe the other stuff is actually too bad to handle. And then, like, Trilla is still clinging to what she is capable of handling, which is Seer. The memory of Seer, maybe even clinging to something good, or adjacent to good, though is fixated on the betrayal. Ah, it was a betrayal, though. Shortcut unlocked. Wowzer. There's a vine there, and there's a vine there. Might they just be to swing across this gap that I went through? It seems like that is a possibility.
I found you. Not yet, Jedi. Run! You won't survive. I'm going to end you.
A rope there too. Yeah, potentially not to get too hung up on the stuff. The rope stuff. Terrain crawling stuff. I was reminded the other day by Jimmy Kimmel, actually, of Conan O'Brien. He said it in a way, you know, he made a big jab at Jimmy Fallon about stealing Conan's show. Which might be the case. However, like, you know, NBC executives, they might also share in a lot of the blame on that situation. But basically, Conan is like a comedic genius, or was, and can be considered one of the comedy greats. But I was unable to find the last season of their show on TBS. And then TBS had those episodes where they went to different countries for singular episodes. But it required an account, and I was like, oh, I am not doing an account for that.
I've taken the artifact back to my ship for analysis. Pity you couldn't make it in time.
Doesn't matter what you steal. You'll never understand it.
Yes, you do.
Find out soon enough.
I'll take those odds.
PD, toss me stiff.
That was a scary jump. But also, I was just thinking that this is going pretty smooth. It was, that jump was similar to certain jumps in dreams. However, according to Cal, maybe this is not a dream, per se. I was looking at the PlayStation Store earlier for a new theme, maybe. I ended up keeping the theme I have, which is Final Fantasy VII. I noticed, however, that Charlie XCX was in the PlayStation Store. There was something about a Charlie XCX takeover. I listened to that new album. It was pretty good. Like, there might not be many songs that are likable singularly, but listening to the whole album, it was pretty good. I actually did not listen to the whole album. I listened to, like, my safe content filter was on, so the explicit songs I did not listen to. I also listened to the album by Kim Petras recently, new album. It's called Slut Pop. It's possible the first word in that album title is explicit. At least it was bleeped out by Alexa. I had to actually turn off the safe filter to listen to it. Maybe I should listen to Charlie XCX's full album before I turn it back on. Kim Petras' album was very sexy, but pretty dang explicit.
They haven't seen us. Keep your guard up.
Trillo views these people as expendable. Like that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. And a bunch of different action stars. Maybe Jason Statham was in one. Maybe they had like a Chinese person in one. Maybe it was Jet Li. I'm not sure. I remember when I watched it though, they didn't, it's like they didn't tap into the person's martial art prowess. They were like, you know, maybe that's nice for the actor to not have to, you know, always be doing martial arts.
I noticed something while examining this sarcophagus. It's a very convenient location to dispose of nuisances.
You lured me here. Was this your plan all along?
You truly have the wits of a scrapper.
You know, Trilla seems pretty infatuated with me. Or at least they know some details.
Threat present.
Don't let him escape.
Someone else get in here. That's it. Move.
dodging. He turned.
Attack while he's weak.
Toss me one, BD.
He's on the run. Move out. Stormtrooper KIA. Get the target.
Don't
All
let
right.
him escape. Get to the Jedi.
Help, please.
Padawan, where is the Force?
Everywhere. It is within me. It surrounds me.
Just so. It connects you. There will be times when emotion, pain, or exhaustion trick you. You will feel cut off, isolated. This is an illusion. Your lightsaber lies there, out of reach, but you remain connected through the Force. Feel that energy around you, and summon your weapon.
The Force is within me and surrounds me?
Don't let yourself get discouraged.
Force is within you, around you, connecting you to your weapon.
Relax, Padawan. You must ignore all distraction.
The Force connects me with objects that are close to me, maybe? Something of a weapon might be of especially a stronger connection.
Force is with me. It connects us. Yeah, I think so.
Pull. Pull objects and enemies with the Force. The Force is with me. It connects us. I was just echoing what Cal said there. This thing is moving. Charles Paul mentioned there would be times maybe when emotion, pain, or exhaustion would make a person feel as if they were not connected. But the Force is still there, brimming with energy. I'm actually not sure about the last statement.
You survived.
Not part of your plan?
Luckily, I always allow for contingencies.
However, that vine burning up, you know, exemplifies the Force statement. New skills are available. Cal has healed his connection with the Force. These skills are getting expensive. There's one that's lit up. Grasping pull. Holding pull allows Cal to pull and hold most enemies. Large enemies can be yanked towards Cal. This is pretty good. But in this playthrough around, I've been kind of utilizing the basic forms of the Force abilities before upgrading them. Maybe I should do that here as well. Be right back. I'm going to use the bathroom. I think this would be a good spot too. I'm gonna grab another water as well. I've returned. I now have the capability to pull. It reminds me of many years ago when someone swung by they were a friend of mine at the time. Their parent owned a business, a golf cart business. Someone came in from the street, and they were telling the story of how they just simply pulled a bike. I think what they meant is, they stole the bike. But the parent of my at-the-time friend ended up buying the bike. I think they could resell it at a higher value.
He's running scared. Hostile, get ready.
Confirmed. You can't beat us.
Keep your guard up.
This section, I remember now, it might not be re-reachable once I exit.
I'm on him.
If I had to guess, there might not be a chest around here. But I should probably check. That thing over there, it looks like that Zepho statue that gets so much focus when I'm outside on Zepho, just walking around. The Sphinx-like statue. This tomb might be pretty gaudy. It does make it a little spectacle for those passing by. That's a tough jump, it looks like. Oh, maybe not on that one. Oh, rough, rough, rough. Cost me a death just to look around this area. It's kind of like those earlier games, right? Like, in some games like Mario or something, maybe you had a certain amount of lives. But then, like, it's possible it remains true in games like these. But you kind of gotta keep track for yourself. And it applies to life, too. Like, you know, like when someone says, like, that's killing me or something. Like, it's true. At least I've come to see in certain situations. I guess that was a pretty good philosophical thing I just put together, or extracted. It reminds me also of something Ryan Hart said, a commentator for Tekken. They've been commentating the PlayStation Open series. They mentioned that, like the physical health bar that you have in-game, there's also another mental health bar that is maybe known to yourself.
Hostile, get ready.
Loud and clear.
I commented on that video that it might be pretty genius of a concept.
Back up, I've got this.
Maybe it sparked also some ingenuity in what I recently thought of about like the lives of certain platforming games and how that may apply to
We'll vanquish you.
games like these.
We're too much for him.
I ran out of force here. I gotta try to pull these people, but I had to restore my force there. It looks like I'm not gonna be able to pull them over in this case.
Let's take him out. I think he's trying to run. You can't stand against us. I can't get through.
For a bit there, the probe droid and the baton, the scout trooper's baton hits, they formed like this string of combos. One second. It looks like there's stuff down there, or walkable ground. I should check it. Alright. I checked it, but I think I'm gonna leave these things going as I step out. What happened there? Oh my god. It's possible I was cheated out of life. Out of a life in this case. Alright, so I can pull this sphere out. There we go. There we go. Just opening this water bottle I picked up.
He's moving. I'm falling. Eyes on him.
BD, here.
This is like fighting that group on that top of the train in Braca during the dodge roll tutorial.
Strike him quickly. We'll take you down. You think you're tough?
Ooh, I made that jump. That Jotaz there. Maybe I should not open the gate just yet. I could let the Jotaz probably take out the troopers.
This was an offering to the sage buried here. At the time, it was considered precious.
Offerings to Miktrull. The sage of this era demanded precious offerings. Maybe the offerings got used. It might be a shame to let it go to waste. Those troopers actually took out most of the Jotaz's health. Alright, so basically, I looked over the whole place. Potentially one spot, it was glowing.
Come on, anyone? Help!
Ah, this one came up from behind. Candles on the wall here. I wonder if I can do something with this. Basically, these are for burning up vines. Unless there's another use that I'm not privy to. Maybe not all vines. Maybe I should look over this entrance area again now that I have the ability to pull. Maybe not also. It was a slide down onto this viney wall. A mossy wall maybe? I saw these vines too maybe when I was passing the other way. Over there. Over there is like a doorway of light. Maybe it was the entrance. Alright, I guess I should get to raising the spire. I'll jump in on the fun. Could use some experience now. There's a thing over here I remembered. Like, a sockets.
BD. Toss me one, BD.
These creatures are very coordinated in their strategy. They seem to be learning.
This was lit as a sign of respect and reverence for the sage buried here.
Respected symbol. Candles were often lit as a sign of respect and reverence to Sage Miktrull. Ooh, this stayed lit. This ground seems kind of dry. There's a secret over there. It stays lit, it looks like. Nice, nice. Quite the spectacle.
remains of a Zepho soldier. They were killed for stealing an offering to the sage.
Zepho soldier remains. Discarded remains of a Zepho soldier. They were killed for stealing a sacred offering to their sage. That is rough. There are a lot of offerings around. One can see why they thought it might have been fine. Or maybe they had to feed someone, like a family member. Pretty good aim on that one. The spire has dropped. Looks like there are some ropes that I can pull. Maybe I should check them out. The ball is secure at the bottom. Alright, let's see. How do I get to said ropes? Skill points acquired. I can actually use that on a lot of stuff, probably. That mine over there is burnable, but I might have already acquired what was behind it. Ultimate force attunement. Cal's maximum force is increased. Or a howling push. A powerful push allowing Cal to send groups of enemies flying and knock down large targets. That could be good for fighting Ogdo. Potentially even an Ogdo Bogdo. There's also stuff, survival stuff. Personalized stims. Cal recovers additional life when using a stim canister from BD1. Ultimate force attunement. Max force increased. There's a rope here.
Someone over there?
This time.
I'll break your guard.
They shall not go unscathed. That one is an open chest behind those bramble vines. That's a far jump. Dropping that spire really took some pressure off.
These are the remains of a Zephonian, a laborer, worked to death.
Oh my god. Oppression. The remains of a Zephonian laborer. They were overworked to the point of death. Work can kill. Caution is advisable with such matters. Oh, they were gossiping about me. They said survival this long probably had some skill or help. Alright, so there's another rope kind of high up. It looks like those stormtroopers might survive for now. I think it might be the other way. So it looks like those two ropes were the ones highlighted. There are also these ropes. God, these purge troopers, some of them, their trash talk is like cutting.
That's it for you.
Skaz got him. Oh my god, I did not get the experience. Whoa! Skaz! Alright, I guess they earned that one. It's like one of those moments where KS maybe, but they kind of just swiped it right out from under me. It's fine in this case. It does not happen too often. Oh my god, this Skaz though wants some lightsaber slice him. Alright, here's the rope on the map. Oh, where does that go, I wonder? Looking over here a bit. And over here. Maybe there's something down there. Is there another rope over there? There is. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna swing like sideways for a bit. For a second. Just to scope out potentially what's over there. I watched Bill Maher's new comedy special yesterday on HBO. It was a very biting style, maybe. I ended up sitting through it, though there were a few points, especially near the beginning, where I was like, "Oh, they're kind of like you know, knife." But then I remembered Dave Chappelle's stuff, right? Like Dave Chappelle said, he basically has to do it every day, and then like even has to listen to like, you know, bad people do some comedy. So like, you know, Bill Maher might not be considered bad. But they might be kind of nerdy, I noticed. I think that they're like a nerd of the old era, but they're like a nerd who applied themselves. To something, maybe? I'm not sure. That's up for debate, because this is an interesting section. Because I did not know them around that time, right? It might be possible they acquired nerdy traits in older years. Is this just me, or does that look like a chest? Oh my god! This is like... Whoa! Oh wow! Oh yeah, baby girl. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you, bubba. Buy you a drink. I am not T-Pain. But maybe T-Pain is, with me. Like the Force. Except I am not there yet. I was just like... This is like when Bill Maher was... had a joke about, like, being fully naked. And then, like, and basically... not being able to go all the way in a certain situation. Will this bramble burn up the whole thing? If so, it might be an interesting spectacle. Oh! Whoa, this is gonna be cool to see, maybe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, girl. That was some good stuff. Alright, it looks like there's a gravity field here. Maybe I should just put a votive candle in. It could come in handy. Maybe I could just walk to it. Alright. Oh no! Is this gravity field pushing downward? Maybe I should try throwing one slightly upward. And if it pushes down, then it's just getting pushed into the water. So basically, a while ago, someone on like a debate person, I was on a debate team in high school, and this person said if you raise your voice at the end of a sentence, it sounds like a question. But it is not true because of this statement I made previously. And certain casters have a technique now where it's like a speaking technique of just kind of like voice fluctuation. It almost can be like a highlighter, maybe italics, or even just like a pivoting of tone, maybe. But it is a lot of the times it is not a question, and that settles that. Whoa. It looks like maybe I should not drop down there. It might be tough to get back up. When I call Bill Maher a nerd, though, I said it not with a negative connotation. It's more of a neutral thing. It's like a characteristic. What did it do? What did that do? Gravity field is gone. This bramble. Huh. Maybe I could throw something over? Like the puzzle, the miniature puzzle maybe before. This ground is dry. Can I reach those candles? It looks like not from here. So I can throw one over maybe. Wait, maybe not, because the doorway has water. Let's see. Alright, now I just gotta throw one through the doorway. I don't gotta, but... And it's like... I used to be a basketballer. Oh my god, these candles though. They are not unlimited. Oh snap. Alright, maybe I should... Alright, so I should probably leave one on the wall just in case. This will be my last attempt. I've been shooting at this angle. Is this angle... Oh, this angle would have been so much better, right? At least it looks like it. But I got the experience on this side, so I'll shoot from this side. Alright. Slightly up. Slightly over there. Oh my... Well, at least... Oh. At least I accomplished what I initially set out to. Alright. That was a backboard trick shot type of thing. But this is wet. So... maybe I should just throw it through. Alright, this is like an alley-oop to myself. Bingo bango. Oh, there are candles over here, though. These are the ones I should use to try to throw through. I have met some, you know. Oh, I guess, there might not be a polite way to say it. When I was in college, I have met some asshole nerds. Oh, the spectacle! Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, girl.
Hey, BD, in here. What is it, BD?
New Mantis paint job acquired, Zodiac Drifter? Oh my god, the Zodiac Drifter? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, honored be the goddess. Oh, wow, yeah. See, I had prepped this Gold Squadron content for a reason, but under the circumstances, I think I should equip the Zodiac Drifter. It also qualifies because it's slightly flashy. Maybe not even as flashy as Gold Squadron, though arguably it's more flashy, but in a subtle way. Let's see. Not too many comparisons. Yeah, it's like a little flashy, a little sleek, but maybe more subtle than the Gold Squadron. Alright, I'm going with the Zodiac Drifter. I guess I had not factored in before that it was possible I could pick up a new Mantis paint job. Alright, but because I did, I acquired one in this dimension. I shall equip it. Whoa, Zodiac Drifter. It kind of reminds me of Days Gone. The video game. And then plus, you know, Chinese Zodiac. Though I think the astrological yearly Zodiac is also the same term, Zodiac. That one I'm not too familiar with. I know I am a Virgo, and I heard that there are like different elements like earth, water, and air. Alright. And then I eventually heard that's also true with the Chinese Zodiac, but it's like, alright, yeah. Details aside, this is a cool looking ship. Alright, this is a momentous occasion. I'm gonna pee here and throw out a water bottle. Alright. I am gonna sit here for a minute and actually just appreciate that I got this chest. During that minute, I'll take a look at the holo map also. Oh, that is, ooh, so satisfying. A check for explored, 4 out of 4 chests, 2 out of 2 secrets. It is nice. Blessings of Miktrull, maybe? Alright, so that'll be about it for now. Guess I should actually get on out of the tomb. I got the check mark and all. Pretty epic. Those ropes, though. Them vines. Alright, I'm out of here. Not just yet. But that is nice. I'll take another look over here. Wow, kind of like a secret garden over there or something. Oh, snap. Oh my god. So that was not what I was trying to do. I was trying to go around and maybe like jump down one level eventually. But yeah. That might have been a I think therefore I am situation. I was thinking about like initially just jumping down. But I realized it would be tough on the knees, tough on the body. Also, I thought of a new... It was not what I was taught what the phrase meant, but I recently relearned the phrase and discovered a new way of interpreting it. That's probably good enough for now.
Here it is. I have finally found an intact representation of this sacred Zepho artifact. My friend, look closely. This is Miktrull at the vault on Bogano. You can see an object in their hand. Based on this imagery, I believe this object allows a Force wielder to perceive the mysteries of the vault. This is the key and the guide, the Zepho Astrium. But who would destroy images of it, and why? Requires more research. However, our next step is clear. Find an Astrium, if any still exist.
An Astrium. You ever heard of it? Me neither. But a key. Yeah, I understand that. Looks like we know what we have to find.
Vault requirements. Master Cordova journeyed to Zepho, the homeworld of an ancient civilization of the same name. This same species built the vault on Bogano, where he hid the holocron. On Zepho, he discovered a tomb dedicated to the powerful sage Miktrull. Cordova's exploration revealed the existence of a Zepho Astrium, a tool that could allow him to access the vault on Bogano. And then this one is, I think it came actually before Vault requirements. Or at least in my journey. But then, like, lined up, it might be after? Maybe I should read it. Influences from Kashyyyk. During his exploration on Zepho, Master Cordova uncovered a temple dedicated to the sage Alaram. This exploration revealed further mysteries of the ancient culture, including their fascination with Kashyyyk, the homeworld of the Wookiee civilization. Curious to learn more, Cordova's path took him to Kashyyyk, where he sought wisdom from his old friend and Wookiee chieftain Tarful. That might come into play later. Let's see. There's new stuff too. Cordova's journey. Archive 2 Miktrull. It's this last one.
My friend, I finally found an intact representation of the most sacred Zepho artifact. A depiction of Miktrull, the vault on Bogano. You can see the object in their hand. I believe it allows a Force wielder to perceive the mysteries of the vault. It is the key and the guide, the Zepho Astrium. But who destroyed images of it? And why? It requires further research. However, the next step is clear. Find an Astrium, if any still exist.
Alright, I'm gonna play these actually in sequence. See the story of it.
My friend, what I found here is disconcerting. It seems these candles were offerings brought to this tomb in exaltation of the sage Miktrull. At first, I believed them votives to the life wind. But the further I delve into this tomb, the less the evidence supports this. And yet, there is one gift that intrigues me. Statuary of Zepho holding circular objects much like spheres. Though much of the tomb is well preserved, these are uniformly destroyed. An interesting puzzle. My friend, these devices appear to simulate this planet's gravitational pull. I can't help but see it as a motif. This place less a tomb, and more a temple to one ruler's pride. I found repeated glyphs with the same word, Astrium, always near damaged statues. I believe this Astrium was once a ubiquitous sacred symbol, perhaps even linked to the vault. My friend, I finally found an intact representation of the most sacred Zepho artifact. A depiction of Miktrull, the Vault Umbagano. You can see the object in their hand. I believe it allows a Force wielder to perceive the mysteries of the Vault. It is the key and the guide, the Zepho Astrium. But who destroyed images of it? And why? It requires further research. However, the next step is clear. Find an Astrium, if any still exists.
In a place where so many of the representations of the Astrium were destroyed, it is ironic that it is actually the place where Cordova discovered the existence of the Astrium. There are so many statues, especially evident in the tomb of Aelram, of people holding these spheres, holding these Astriums, right? So maybe when the Zepho civilization was still up and about, people were kind of just like carrying these around like cell phones. Maybe something less common, but there were so many probably. And in this storyline, there only seem to be two. The initial one that Cordova found, and then the one that I am after. Yeah, that seems to be the only depiction in this chamber. Alright, I am out of here. Alright, so this spot I was kind of aiming for yesterday, but as it turns out, between the time I stopped yesterday and now is quite a bit of time. So it might have actually worked out that I stopped streaming yesterday and picked up today. Alright, yeah. At this spot, I'm going to change my outfit. It is either between the outlaw or the guardian. First, I shall take off the poncho. When I think of the outlaw, I think of that earlier soldier who was stealing from Miktrull's offerings. They were killed. Outlaw might fit me sometimes. And that might be true for the Guardian too. But I was leaning toward the Guardian before because of my history of playing Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X2 was actually, in my memory, the first game that I played on the PlayStation 2. But my brother did not realize that it was actually a sequel to Final Fantasy X. So it was like what led me to playing Final Fantasy X. And of course, the Guardian is a prominent feature within that storyline. This makes sense. I am going Guardian. It is honoring my lineage of PlayStation. Up to now. And this might become like a big thing. Or like a good thing. Or like a good sized thing. And stuff. Alright, so I'm going Guardian. That makes sense. Poncho, let's see. I was thinking there was a hyper shell maybe. It's a good color. It's like oh, it might not. Oh, but then right? Oh, but I can actually go Fjord right now because it is not orange and blue, right? But the Fjord does have a little bit of orange, but it's not as prominent as wearing the pilot outfit with the Fjord. Something like the Hypershell, though, it has no orange. It's a darker blue. Maybe less eye-catching. But it looks good, though, right? And it's less edgy. I basically would not have to deal with the trauma that I suffered recently. Which, you know, eventually I might have to deal with, or it might be suggestible to deal with. But it might be to do not yet. There's also option of going something like Wayfarer, but that's also traumatic. I guess the plan I had for this part was not doing traumatic stuff. There's even something like the rainforest. Rainforest might be a little trippy. It reminds me of like Vision Quest on Kashyyyk. Ooh, speaking of Kashyyyk, there is this Shio. It might be good. I usually do not do too much red, but this one is like, it looks nice. It might go well with the lightsaber color. And it is the Shio bird, which is pretty much clear, right? I'm going to see what it looks like. You know, if I'm not sure enough, I might just go with the hyper shell, actually. Yeah, I'm not too sure. This one might be good, though. It's a possibility. I think I'm going with the hyper shell. Oh, but maybe I should go with this one, actually. Just double the Guardian? This one reminds me of Coast Guard stuff, like Ashton Kutcher. This is interesting. The Guardian outfit with the Guardian poncho. This looks good. This looks good. Should I even check the Hypershell? I just realized Hypershell is pretty edgy toward another association I have. It is not a traumatic one, but it's like it's potentially a pretty deep pit. I was watching a caster stream once, and their partner, their username was Hyper Shame, which, you know, that sounds like some crap if like that was put on someone's experience or head. This poncho, though, like, if the name is not a factor, this poncho would be the one to go with. It looks super good. Ooh. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not, actually. The Guardian? Alright, maybe this was like... The name is safe. Doubles up on Guardian. Maybe the look is... something. Oh, crap. Alright, I'm not too sure. Maybe the hyper shell? Oh, now I'm thinking about other options. I guess I should go with the Guardian. Before I said it was good. It is true that the hypershell does look nice, but factoring in the hypershell with the lightsaber color, it produces a different meaning. I should probably not go with the hypershell then. Sue me, stuff like that. Alright, I'm going with the Guardian. Alright, also that's it for today's stream. It was good. I think I am planning to take a rest day tomorrow. Bye!